Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. I thank you for checking back in. In today's video, we're specifically talking about the Ciro 3D Horizon LED Windshield Trim for Batwing fairing. We already have a video out on how to install this on your Road Glide and how it looks on your Road Glide, your shark nose fairing. And later in this video, we will also show you how to install this. Want to save money, wrench on your own motorcycle, be part of the #1 online biker community? Every time that subscribe button and bell icon or hit another biker joins the revolution, we'd love to have you be part of it. So a couple quick points before we get installing this. So like all Ciro 3D products, this is a really nice plug and play system. As you can see on this bike, I have multiple Ciro 3D lighting products, but specifically the lighted windshield trim. It's really nice because as you're going down the road, it produces a white light out the front, gives you that additional visibility up front. And when you hit your signals, left or right, of course, it turns to amber. There's just a better chance with that lighting up front that a motorist is gonna see you. And of course, like all Ciro 3D products, this is a high quality product, which is why we brought Ciro 3D products right to the Law Abiding Biker store. If you want to get this specific product or any of our Ciro products, especially the lighting on the front of this bike, I will link to it in the description below. And of course, by purchasing from our store, you help support all of these free videos we put out to the biker community. And one more quick reminder, all of the front lighting products come in black or chrome. With that said, what do you say we get wrenching? All right, and so the first thing to remove this Batwing fairing is he's got a T27. That's what we're using because we have aftermarket Ciro 3D chrome trim on here. And there's just 3 bolts across the bottom of the windshield here that he's backing out. Again, your wrench may be a different size, but T27 for us. All right, and you can see he's working on that far left one now. All right, and last, he's just loosening the center one. We're not gonna take it all the way out because the fairing is kind of gonna hang on that one. All right, and with the center bolt loose there and the side one's out, you can go ahead and pop his windshield. All right, so we're just moving to the inside of the fairing. Of course, both sides he's gonna point at him here. You've got one up top and one at the bottom. And just know the one at the bottom is a shorter bolt than the one up top. All right, and with his Torx T27, he's working on that top bolt there, backing it out. All right, and same, he's moving to the bottom of the fairing now and working on that one. All right, and he's just over on the right side, working on the same 2 bolts on the inner fairing there. All right, and remember we left that center bolt up there just to hold the whole fairing. Once he removes that, it's gonna be free, so he's supporting it with his right hand. And you can always put a towel on your fender if you want, if you're worried, but he's just gonna rock that fairing forward. Of course, he's gotta unplug his headlight. He's gonna reach up in there and remove that. All right, and with the headlight unplugged, of course, he can just go ahead and back this fairing all the way off. All right, and we're just moving over to the left side here to the signal bar. We've got to remove that to get access to our wires, and you just got a 1/2-inch wrench there. 1 nut on the bottom under the signal, just moving up to the top one there. Again, 1/2-inch deep well socket's what he's got there. All right, and with both those acorn nuts removed, he can pull the signal bar off there. Of course, it is wired on the back, and he's just pulling his plug through there, and then it's just a little push-pull, and he can unplug that signal bar. Do that on both sides. All right, and so what we have here is a Y adapter. This comes in your kit. And basically what you're doing is we'll show you, but you're just splitting your signal. And you can daisy chain these Y adapters together to put additional accessories such as Ciro bat blades, which I have on this bike for the Batwing fairing. But anyways, that's what he's gonna do right here. And again, this is just a Y adapter. So he's gonna pull his stock signal out there. That's a stock signal plug because we've taken the signal bar off. So that's coming from your bike, stock signal plug. And he's gonna go ahead and plug his Y adapter, a little dielectric grease first, of course, when you're doing these plugs. And then he's gonna take that Y adapter, it only goes in one way, make sure it clicks. And then the other short end of that Y adapter, he's putting back through the stock hole there. All right, and so that stock plug is gonna plug back into our signal bar. And then the other end of that Y adapter, we will actually run up into the bike, and that will run our lighted event trim. All right, and you can see he's going up there with his signal bar now. And of course, he's plugging that stock. Again, we've just split it basically, so that we have an extended lead now that we'll be able to run our lighted windshield trim off of. And he's just putting his acorn nuts back on there to re-secure this signal bar top and bottom. And of course with this 1/2 inch deep well socket. And get both of these tightened down. All right, so now we have that extension because we've split that signal, and this is the wire we'll route up, and it will actually go to the lighted vent trim, and you can kind of run it up and route it how you want. All right, so in his right hand there, that's the actual plug extension where we split the signals. And if you're just doing the lighted vent trim, it's that simple. And his other hand is the plug to the lighted vent trim. Of course, right and left side is how we would plug that in. Now we've got some additional accessories, and we're going to show you how to split it again. So we went ahead and unplugged our lighted vent trim. So if you get other additional Ciro front lighting products, this is how simple it is. And I have bat blades on the front of my Batwing fairing, which also run off the signals. And in that kit comes an additional Y adapter. And so he's just going to plug that into the extension where we came off the signals, and we're just essentially splitting it a second time, and you could do it a third time and basically keep daisy chaining as you add products. If you want to see our bat blades install, it is already available on this YouTube channel. All right, so now that we've split it, he's going to go ahead and plug his lighted vent trim in. And then when we put my fairing on, we'll actually plug the other end of that, which is our bat blades. Okay, and we've done the same thing. We've split the right signal just like the left signal. We took the bar off and all that. And we're putting on our additional Y adapter because we're running bat blades. And he will plug the other side of the lighted vent trim. And we've got dielectric grease in all these plugs. And that, when we put our fairing on, we'll plug in our bat blades off that plug. So as usual, we've got everything plugged in before we button everything down. He's testing it. You can see our lighted vent trim is working. He's going to test the signals here. So just make sure both sides are working before you tighten everything down. Moving over to the left signal there. And if you're wondering, yes, that is a Rocker XX Extreme front amp and speaker system that I'm running on this bike. That video is available for purchase, a complete install video. Love that system. We've got several other stereo system install videos too. I'll link to that page in the description below if you're interested in putting an aftermarket system. All right, and he's just plugging his headlight back in as we go back on with the fairing here. All right, and there's a couple tabs on the bottom as we go back up with the fairing there. Now that his headlight's plugged in, you make sure those tabs at the bottom, and then you can basically rock it back into place there. All right, now that the fairing is rocked in place, he's just going in with his center bolt. He's just going to get that finger started to hold the fairing while we start some of the other bolts. And we are, of course, putting additional Ciro 3D lighted windshield trim on this bike. All right, and we're moving to the inside of the fairing, and he's going to put the bolt in there, the top and bottom. Remember, longer one goes in the top. He's just finger starting everything now. We'll come back at the very end and tighten everything down. And he's going in with the shorter one in the bottom there. Again, we won't tighten everything down till the very end. And he's just getting those two started, top and bottom on the right side here. All right, he's got his windshield. And we're going to work that back into place there. Again, we haven't really tightened anything down yet. It gives you the ability to get the windshield in there. You're just lining up all the holes. All right, and he's just going in, finger starting that right bolt. Just got to get the holes lined up there. And coming around to the left side here and getting that one finger started. Again, just make sure the holes are lined up there. All right, so we've got our wires coming off our lighted vent trim, and we're going to manage that a little bit before we tighten everything down here. All right, and you'll see there's just a little gap down in there, and that's what he's moving that wire down into. Just kind of push it down in there. And there we go, nice and neat. And we'll do that on both sides. All right, and with everything finger started, he's going to go around and tighten with a T-Torx 27 wrench. His center bolt there. And don't over tighten these guys. You can strip them. All right, moving around to his left side. He's just tightening that one down. Again, not over tightening. And finally moving over to his left side here, same thing. All right, and he's on the inside of the fairing now. Of course, we had these fingers started, T27. And really just barely snug on these ones, guys. A lot of people strip these out. All right, and he's just finishing up there, of course, with the bottom one. He's got to do this on the left and right side. And there you go. That's how easy it is to install the Ciro 3D lighted Horizon windshield trim, guys. And of course, we got a lot of other Ciro 3D products on the front of this bike. Links to everything in the description below.